guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite foundations. So that is 5 drugstore and 5 high-end foundations. Now, I know I started off the top 10 series with drugstore lipsticks and high-end lipsticks and then I stopped. So I wanted to apologize for that and here I am continuing it. Now, I don't know when the next top 10 will come out, but I'm gonna keep collecting my top 10 favorites of everything and making a video on it. So when I say top 10, I might not have all top 10 because I just don't want to bring on a brand here just because I have to mention 10 products. I want to make sure that I mention the products that I absolutely love and I think is worth it for you to purchase. I just want to let you know that I do understand the value of money and I know that makeup can be crazy expensive. And trust me, I've been in those days where I had to count my pennies to like purchase makeup. But that is why I'm doing this top 10 series and I'm dividing it into drugstore and high-end because there are some of you who love a good high-end luxury foundation and there are many of you who love a good drugstore foundation, and I'm there for both, okay, because I wear both high-end as well as drugstore. And when I say drugstore makeup, I mean one of those inexpensive to mid-range foundations, okay? So for me, it would be around like 1500 tak. That would be like a drugstore foundation, and above that would be high-end, like 2900, 3000, 5000. Those are high-end foundations and makeup in general for me. If you know me, you know that I will never recommend anything that is of a lower quality or something that can affect your skin in the long run, okay? I make sure that it's tried and tested and I have used all these foundations over the years. So that's why it has made it to my top 10 list. And if you're an ardent follower since 4 years, you will exactly know my selection in today's video. I'm very excited for this series and I really hope I can help you buy the right kind of makeup. I also recommend that you make an informed decision. Do some research on your own. If you like any of the foundations I talk about, you can Google other YouTubers that wear the foundation, find your shade, go to a store, swatch it, like do all of that and then purchase the foundation, okay? If you're not sure and if you want to just be extra cautious, I recommend you going into a store and swatching it and things like that. Okay, so without further ado, let's quickly jump into the video. So my categories are going to be brand name, finish, skin type, coverage, and price. Just to simplify it and to just help you make your choice even easier. Alright, so all the foundations that I'm mentioning have not broken me out or given me any sort of skin-like issues, but I highly recommend that you do a test patch or try it before you commit to the product, simply because every skin type is different and yeah, I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Alright, so moving on to my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations at the moment. So in the number 1 position, and I'm sure you guys know, is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. Still is. I'm in the shade 230 Natural Buff. So let me tell you the finish of this foundation. It is a very natural finish on your face, okay? And I feel like this is that kind of foundation that you can wear to school, college, or even office. It's a universal foundation. I feel like a preteen to a teenager and above can wear this foundation because it is one of those foundations that your skin can take during the entire day. So if you're the kind of girl who gets out at 7 a.m. but needs a little makeup and comes home at 9, I feel like your skin can take this foundation, okay? It's super lightweight. So this foundation is for normal to oily skin and I'm a dry skin type and I feel like this foundation sits beautifully on my skin. So don't worry about whether it's going to get patchy or cakey. It's none of that. It is very, very close to your skin. It's one of those super natural looking foundations. So the coverage on this is light to medium. So that's why I said that you can wear this foundation for a longer time because it's very breathable. You can literally apply this with your finger and be good to go. It is not a full coverage foundation. So if you have skin issues, if you have blemishes, acne scars, something that you need to hide with full coverage, this is not going to do it for you. You'd have to build this up a lot and that's not what we want to do. So light to medium is what I would give this foundation in terms of coverage. So at the moment, this foundation is priced at 549 rupees and I feel like it's a steal for the quality and for the finish that it gives for our face. In second place, we have a new addition. This has just gone into my favorites kit. This is the Colorbar 24-hour Weightless Liquid Foundation. It's a very newly launched foundation and I have been using this non-stop. This foundation range has 30 shades. I think it's still better than what other brands have to offer in terms of shade range. I know, still not the best, but better. I'm in the shade FC 4.1. The finish of this foundation is just beautiful. It is natural looking, but it depends on how much you apply, right? So this is perfect for normal to dry skin. It is quite a hydrating foundation, but it is not illuminating to the point that it is sticky. So I feel like my girls with oily skin can get away with this foundation. It has a gorgeous finish. So the coverage on this foundation is medium to buildable. You can definitely build it up to a fuller coverage if you add on 2 or 3 layers, and I feel like that's why also I gravitate towards this, because it depends on my mood. If I want a lightweight, like light coverage, I'll just put 1 layer. If I want extra, I'll put 2 and 3, and it does the job for me. The price point for this at the moment is 995 rupees, and I feel like also it's a steal if you're getting a foundation under 1,000 bucks, which is overall a beautiful foundation. Like, you shouldn't skip on this, and it's got 30 shades, so I feel like you're gonna find your shade somewhere, and it is amazing. It's amazing. Just trust me, it's beautiful, and yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this foundation. Alright, in the number 3 position, we have the NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. And I'm in the shade Medium Olive. Now, the finish on this foundation is again beautiful. I think the finish of all of these foundations are beautiful. I don't even have to say it. But it is an exceptional foundation. Like, for NYX to come up with a foundation like this, I was completely surprised, because I usually don't go for face products when it comes to NYX. I usually use like their eyeshadow and lipsticks and things like that, but for foundation, this is actually really bloody good. So there is no specific skin type that should use this foundation, and I agree with them. I feel like it's a pretty versatile foundation and can be used on any skin type. The coverage on this foundation is exceptional, and it is 100% medium to full coverage. You can build this up and how, and I love the fact that it is not too drying on the skin, because full coverage sometimes can be cakey, and this is not one of those foundations. The only thing is that this is priced at 1,300 rupees, and I know that's a little bit steep, but I feel like you can get a lot of views out of this. So yeah, highly recommend. I don't have anything bad to say about this, just from the fact that the pump over here has been giving me a little bit of an issue. Even now it is kind of stuck. So yeah, only if they could do something about the pump, that would be great. That's my only drawback, but apart from that, I highly recommend this foundation. Alright, in 4th place, my dry skin girls like me, this is your foundation and you are going to thank mama, okay? If you all know me, it is the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. It's the HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation, and I'm in the shade Nude Beige. Okay, so the finish on this foundation is illuminating. Exactly like it says, your long wear illuminating foundation. If you have super flaky dry skin but you still want to wear makeup, I think this should be your foundation. And when I tell you it's illuminating, it is glass, okay? It does have that very dewy finish to the foundation. So girls with oily skin type, stay the heck away from this foundation. This is not your scene. They have an LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation, which I also think is fabulous, and I used to use it back in the day, but now that I am getting drier by the day, I feel like this is just exceptional. You're going to love this. I use this multiple times on days where I just want a very like dewy look. This gives me that. Again, the skin type that can use this is normal to dry to extremely dry skin, and the coverage on this is a pretty decent coverage. It's light to medium coverage, okay? So because it's a very dewy foundation, it doesn't give you an exceptional coverage, but the finish, girl, you're gonna thank me, because it's just beautiful. And this foundation is priced at 1,250 rupees, which I think again is an okay price for a foundation like this. But for dry skin, honestly, there's not much around there. You know, most foundations are like normal or matte, and this is one of those very rare foundations that actually delivers the dewiness that us dry skin girl need. We're down to our last favorite foundation in the drugstore category, and this has to be the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I will leave my shade names down below so you can check it out. So the finish of this foundation is very beautiful, of course, but it is matte. It says it's a demi-matte finish, airlight and oil-free, but I would say it is a matte foundation. If you allow the foundation to dry a bit, it can be too matte. Okay, so this I think is perfect for my girls who have a very oily skin type. Okay, if you just cannot get rid of the shine, I think this is going to control your shine a little bit and give you the finish that you need. My girls with dry to extremely dry skin, stay away from this foundation because it is not going to do well for your skin. It is, I think, designed for girls who have a very like dewy and oily skin. The coverage on this foundation is exceptional. It is medium to full coverage. It is buildable. Again, because it is matte, I feel like you can just add on and it's going to just cover everything that you need it to cover. And I like the price point on this. It is 750 rupees, which I think is a steal, and it's travel friendly. It comes in a tube. I like foundations that don't have glass. I don't know, I feel like I love a good luxurious glass bottle, but I also love this because whenever you travel, just like throw it in your bag, your college, your school, whenever, and it's not going to break, you know. So that's what I love about this. And yeah, all in all, it's a lovely foundation. Alright, so those were my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations at the moment. I think my highest price point was NYX, which was 1,300 bucks, which I think is pretty damn good. We did well. And trust me guys, these are foundations that are not going to disappoint. Now, whatever is your skin type, whatever suits your budget, you need to see all of those things and you need to decide accordingly, okay? We're going to jump into my top 5 favorite beautiful, luxurious, high-end foundations, and I'm so excited for this simply because I feel like the benefit with high-end brands is that you get more shade ranges. They always have like 30, 40, 50 like shades in each range, and I feel like that's exceptional and we all need that at this moment. I feel like the quality is super superior, and you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the finish of the foundation, the quality and things like that, okay? And I know my high-end junkies are out there and you're looking for the top 5, so these are my top 5. Let's quickly begin. In the number 1 position from the high-end category is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydration, and I'm in the shade 2.22 Light Medium. The finish of this foundation, my darlings, is so beautiful. It's so flattering to your skin that I instantly fell in love with this foundation. I've already gone through one entire bottle and this is my second bottle now. I have finished very less foundations in my life, and if I have gone all the way to the bottom, you know that it's a foundation that I will absolutely love and recommend. I feel like, again, this is one of those foundations just like the Maybelline Fit Me one where you can wear the entire day, okay? It says 15-hour hydrating, okay? And I have worn this for hours, you guys. I've worn this from morning to evening and it has looked stunning and has stayed on my face for a very long time. The skin type that can wear this is honestly, I would say any skin type. It is not to the point that it is very dewy, and it's not very matte. It's got that beautiful hydrating formula, just the right amount of hydration that my oily skin type girls also need, okay? Because we all need a little bit of hydration on our face. If you want your skin to look like beautiful glowing skin and very like a natural finish, I feel like this is one of those foundations. The coverage on this foundation, I would say, is light to full. That's the first time I've ever given a foundation that, because I feel like you can apply a very thin layer, just like 2-3 dots, and like blend it out, and it's gonna look very light coverage. But if you do want a fuller coverage, you can build it up and it's not going to look cakey. It's not gonna look like you have layered a couple of layers on. No, it's gonna still mesh and blend into the skin so beautifully, and that's why it's at my number 1 foundation of all time at the moment. So one thing I love about this range is that it's got 40 shades. Okay, so you're going to find your shade. I'm in the shade 2.22 like I said earlier, and this foundation is priced at 3,300 rupees. So yeah, this is my number one, and don't even think about it. It is so lightweight that you're going to fall in love. I highly recommend this foundation also for your moms and anyone with mature skin. I feel like it's going to flatter their skin because it's not very intimidating. Okay, it's a foundation that they are going to love and thank you for. So number one. Alright, so in second position we have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and this foundation is the most expensive foundation in my top 5 over here. When I check Nykaa, they just have 12 shades, which is highly disappointing. Okay, that's very sad actually. I think if you check Sephora, they might have a wider shade range, but anyway, I'm in the shade Y315. The finish on this foundation again is very natural looking. If I don't have to think too much, this is my go-to high-end foundation. I'm just like, this is gonna do me well. So yeah, it's a beautiful finish. It's lovely. I don't have anything bad to say apart from the shade range, which is highly disappointing. It comes with the pump again. You can travel with this foundation because it is not a glass bottle, it's a plastic bottle. So honestly, I feel like any skin type can use this foundation. Again, it is one of those very neutral finish on the face. I would give this a medium to full coverage. I feel like you can build this up to a full coverage, but it's not going to be mighty full coverage. You know, it's going to cover some stuff, but it's not going to be like one of those things that is going to completely mask your face. And this foundation is priced at a whopping 4,025 rupees, which I think is a ridiculous. It is very expensive, but I think like someday if you're feeling very like pricey and you know you want to add something to your kit, I feel like give this a shot. You're going to love this. Alright, in the number 3 position, we have a very new, it's very new and latest, but it has made it to my top drawer. Any makeup that makes it to my top drawer means business, okay, means I will go to it at any point. So the fact that it's made it to my top drawer has made it to my top 5, and it is none other than the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation. It says it stays all day and night. I have not tested that out, to be honest with you. It's a very new find for me. So this foundation range at the moment, since it's just launched a few days ago, it's got only 14 shades if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I'm hoping they would add more shades to it because it's just launched. I'm gonna like forgive that bit. But yeah, I'm in the shade 7 Neutral. Okay, you can definitely find your shade online. I'm sure they have like a shade finder. Okay, so I'm wearing this foundation on my skin right now. Today I was like, I have to re-wear it because it was so beautiful the first time I wore it. I was mind blown. And for brides, it's a no-brainer. Like if you want to make your like bridal makeup kit, and if someone's gifting you this or gift it to yourself, this is the foundation you will wear. Because trust me, my brides, like you are sitting all day meeting people, coming so close to them, they're going to see your skin, and for your skin to look cakey is not flattering, right? So yeah, the finish of this foundation is just exceptional. It's got this very Hollywood, it is Hollywood glow on your face. Okay, it's a very dewy finish. So I do not personally recommend this for my girls with very oily skin. I think that it's not going to do you well. You're going to not like this. Yeah, it's hydrating, so hydrating that it comes very close to the LA Girl Pro coverage, but this is another sort of illuminating. This is very rich, it's very luxurious. You can feel it melting into your skin when you wear it. Like there is magic in her products, dude. When I used it, I was just like mind blown as to what is she putting in this. But yeah, so again, I highly recommend normal to dry to very dry skin for this foundation in specific. And the coverage on this is just beautiful. Like you can see, it is spotless on my skin right now because it's so good. The fact that it is dewy and it's full coverage, just it's cherry on the cake. I feel like that is a very difficult combination to achieve, but she has nailed it with the formula, and I feel like my brides, this is your foundation. So this foundation is priced again at a whopping 4,000 rupees. and it is luxurious, darling. It comes in a glass bottle. I mean, it's Charlotte Tilbury, you know, everything about this is very like rose gold Hollywood glass bottle, beautiful finish. It's exceptional and very, very, very luxurious. Alright, so number 4 we have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. This is a classic cult foundation. I feel like your mom is gonna have this in her kit because it's one of those very like old school classic foundations. I'm in the shade 3N1 Ivory Beige. Okay, that is my shade. I have been watching YouTube videos for a long time and I don't remember a moment where I have not seen this foundation in my favorite beauty blogger's kit. This has an extensive shade range of 50 shades. I am so proud simply because it is a global brand and I feel like they have to include so many shades. Bringing 50 shades to India, salute, and like trust me, no foundation has 50 shades apart from the next brand that I'm going to talk about. But this is incredible, okay? And that is why I love high-end brands, because they give you that opportunity that you can also go into a store and be like, hey, I need a foundation and this is my shade. You don't have to feel like you're not going to fit in or you're not going to find your shade. And that's what I love about high-end brands. It's got a neutral undertone to this. Now the Double Wear Stay in Place foundation is one of those classic foundations that has, again, it's got a beautiful finish to the face. The coverage over here is medium to full coverage, okay? It is going to cover the marks that you have on your face. You can definitely build it up to a point that it is not going to look cakey. All these foundations are not going to look cakey or masked on. So yeah, again, another gorgeous foundation. It comes with a pump. The full size foundation is priced at rupees 3,600 and there is a mini as well which is priced at 1,800 rupees, which I think is exceptional. So our last foundation of this category and this entire video is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. This has SPF 15 in it. And this has again an extensive shade range. It's got 48 shades in it, which again, salute. And I'm in the shade NC30. So I have been NC35 for the longest time and now suddenly I've switched to NC30. I don't know, maybe my skin tone has changed or maybe I'm too much in the house, like I have no idea. But I think even this is slightly like warmer for my skin, but I mean if I blend it out with other makeup, it looks beautiful. This hits very close to home for me because this is like the first foundation I've had. Like my mom used a lot of MAC back in the day and still does, and she used to buy me a lot of MAC makeup, so she used to gift me a lot of these foundations back in the day, okay? And I used to have a lot of this just stacking up and sitting up and I used to never know how to use it. But again, this is very, very special and it'll always be a part of my like foundation kit because it has done very well for me when I was young. When I was a teenager, I used to use this. So yeah, MAC in general as a brand just holds a very special place in my heart because I began with MAC makeup and that's all we knew back in the day. So yeah, the finish of this foundation again is beautiful. It does have that very nice finish to it. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte, it's normal again. A little bit hydrating, which I think is amazing. Okay, in my opinion, I feel like all skin types can just go for this foundation and don't even think twice. You can definitely, the best part is that we have MAC stores available. So you can walk in, get shade tested, wear it for a while, see how it looks on your skin. So I feel like that's amazing that MAC has a store on its own and you can find your shade there. The coverage on this is medium to full coverage. This foundation can cover, baby. It can cover, okay? So that's why I used to use this a lot back in the day because I had like second degree acne and things like that and I was hell-bent on trying to cover my acne and this did a very good job of that. Alright, so the price of this foundation is 2,900 rupees, which I think is very, very worth it. The fact that you can test your shade out and you can see whether you like it or not, I think is amazing. Oh my god, this just takes me back to my childhood and how. Yeah, so do not think twice, highly recommend, and you will not regret this. Alright guys, so those those were my top 10 favorite foundations at the moment in November 2020. And I feel like you are definitely gonna find your foundation in one of these 10 foundations. Trust me when I say that. I know that these foundations are not gonna let you down, whether it's quality wise, finish wise, you are going to fall in love. So now that I've given you all the categories that you require, you can definitely see what suits your budget, what's your skin type, and you can put it in your cart. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.